Yes, people, UFC Fight Night took place last night, this morning, depending on your time zone. For me, it took place in the morning. I fell asleep trying to watch it because I was quite tired yesterday. But Corey Sandhagen and D Ridder get both get wins. I'm going to talk about those two fights. I wasn't interested in any of the other fights, as you guys that follow the channel will know. If there's not exciting fights on the fight nights, I tend not to do predictions or breakdowns or post-fight reactions, etc., etc. But first off, let's talk about Bo Nickal and D Ridder. First of all, D Ridder came out with a very good game plan from when the bell went and the fight started. D Ridder was intent on landing knees in the clinch, or if he got into the pocket, he was intent on landing knees. D Ridder has a very unorthodox, awkward style of striking, quite similar to Drakus. That is a fight I would like to see after seeing the striking from D Ridder yesterday. I think that would be a very interesting fight because they're very awkward. But yeah, from the jump, D Ridder was getting into the pocket. It didn't seem like he wanted to keep things at range. It seemed like he wanted to be very in the pocket, close up and personal. I mean, in the first few minutes when they were in the pocket, I would say Bo Nickel did a little bit better than D Ridder in the exchanges. Like Bo Nickel did land a good elbow in the exchange. They ended up on the ground in that round. I believe they finished the fight on the round on the ground. There was some good scrambles and good transitions on the ground in terms of position. Bo Nickel did very well to reverse positions on D Ridder. He even went for a guillotine attempt, didn't get it. And yeah, round one was competitive. I would say that it was competitive to an extent. Then round two came. I believe D Ridder got the stoppage in round two. Let me just double check that, guys. I believe it was round two though. Let's check that quickly. Where are you? Um, there you are. Yes, it was round two. I was correct. Um, Round two starts, and D Ridder just looked like he was intent on doing business. I mean, he was getting into the clinch quite a lot. He landed some good elbows in the clinch. Even I forgot in round one, he actually did cut open Bo Nickel's ear with a good elbow that was landed on the bottom. Um, when D Ridder had top control. But yeah, second round, D Ridder came out with much more intent. He was initiating the clinch quite a lot, and in the clinch, he was landing a lot of good knees. Bruv, how is my light just died when it's been charged? But anyways, he landed some very good clinch knees in the clinch, some decent elbows, and the strikes that D Ridder was throwing were just very unorthodox. And in the pocket, he was beating the Bo Nickel up. Bo Nickel didn't have an answer, and this is my point. Yeah, when I did my prediction, I did predict what's his face, D Ridder to win, and I did pick him to win by submission. I didn't think he would go on to put a striking performance like that. And when Bo Nickel was saying he trusts his striking, this, that, and the other, I listen. I was not sold on that, man, because Bo Nickel against Paul Craig, cool. Your striking looked decent, but that was against Paul Craig, man. Come on, like there's levels to this shit. And I feel like, especially at the stage that he's at in his career, I would have stuck to what I know best. Or, if anything, mix it up. You weren't trying to do no wrestling at all. You're going out there trying to strike with someone who is a former world champion. He has very good ground game. He's been at a certain level that you haven't been at yet. So I think that was the wrong decision. But yeah, D Ritter got the job done with a knee to the body. I believe the knee landed. I forgot what this part of your. Obviously, I know this is your chest area, but I've forgotten where it is. I don't think it's the esophagus or however you say it. I can't. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you do get hit in that spot, in that particular spot, cleanly, you can be very winded. So yeah, listen, it was a good finish by D Ritter. Like I said, I'd like to see him fight Dracus Duplessis soon rather than later. I think that will be a very interesting matchup because the styles are very similar. Bo Nickel, where does he go from here? I don't know. I was never one of those guys that believed in the hype of Bo Nickel. I didn't see what was so special about him. And listen, I'm gonna be honest. I blame everybody that was part of the hype train, because if they didn't encourage all of the hype, then maybe he wouldn't have taken his first loss yesterday. I mean, an L was an L. It's all right to take L's. You're gonna take L's in life. Um, but yeah, I think he bought too much into the hype as well, if I'm completely honest, because he was all talking about Hamza. He would deal with Hamza. I don't think he would. So yeah, the main event ended in the second round. Was it second round or third round? Either way, there's not really much to talk about other than the fact that I'm not gonna lie, Sanhagen dominated the fight, and I don't want to take anything away from his performance because his performance was actually beautiful. The striking was great. His ground game was great. Funny enough, he was controlling Figueiredo on the ground. Figueiredo was eating shot from when the fight started. Sanhagen got the better strikes off. Figueiredo didn't even only landed six significant strikes on Sanhagen the whole fight, which was very off from Figueiredo. And like I said, I don't want to take anything away from Sanhagen's performance, but something to me looked off about Figueiredo from the jump. Maybe it was just the style of Sanhagen, or yeah, I don't know. It just didn't look. He just didn't look himself, if I'm completely honest. And I know, obviously, listen, you're gonna have off nights. You're gonna have nights where someone's style is just kryptonite for yours, and maybe that's the case with him and Sanhagen. But he just looked. He didn't look good at all, man. First round, their strike. Corey's striking with Figueiredo. He's getting the shots off. Figueiredo's not even really throwing. He was a bit hesitant. I believe Figueiredo initiated the takedown. Ends up on the bottom, and Corey is controlling him, landing shots. Figueiredo kept going for the leg lock. Same thing in round two. Let me actually check what round as well that fight finished. Same thing in round two. He came out trying to yeah. I knew it was. I knew I wasn't mugging. So yeah, round two came. Figueiredo does the same thing. Corey ends up taking Figueiredo. Listen, Sanhagen fought very well. Striking was on point. Figueiredo didn't have an answer for the striking, and the ground game he didn't have an answer for it either. But yeah, Corey gets a good takedown on Figueiredo in the second round. Controls Figueiredo on the ground, lands some good shots. They have a little scramble. Figueiredo goes for a leg lock again, and as Sanhagen is clearing the leg lock, he pushes somehow in between that. And to be honest, the whole fight, when Figueiredo was going for the leg locks, I didn't like the position of the legs. It did look like something was going to happen eventually in the fight, whether that was to Figueiredo or Sanhagen. I just didn't like what was going on in terms of the leg positions and whatnot. But as Sanhagen is clearing the leg lock in the second round, it puts Figueiredo's knee in an unnatural position, which leaves him in excruciating pain. He screams out, and in the process of that, Sanhagen lands some ground and pound, and Figueiredo taps because I'm guessing the pain in his knee was too much to deal with, and Sanhagen wins by TKO. I'm gonna be honest here. If Sean O'Malley, listen, if Sean loses to Merab Dvalishvili or beats him, I want to see Sean and Sanhagen next. That is a fight that us as UFC fans need to we need to see that, and the UFC needs to make that happen. That should have happened a long time ago. It's going to be a back and forth striking battle, even though I think we will see some takedowns in that fight. I feel like they're both going to have to mix it up a bit to beat each other. But that's a fight that I would want to see. I know you guys would want to see. It's not necessarily a fight that's on the top of everyone's radar, but we all know if we get that fight, it's a fight we're going to talk about for a very, very long time. I feel like if Sean can get the belt, which he'll probably have to rematch Merab straight after, but if he can beat Merab twice and then potentially fight Corey next, I'm going to be honest, that is a fight that I think will do very, very well in terms of numbers and engagement. So the whole card as a whole, I did not watch all of it because I was watching the boxing that was on as well. But I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 10. That card was horrendous, man. But we got UFC 315 coming up next weekend, so we look forward to that. But yeah, enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I got a lot more videos coming out this week, so like and subscribe. It's Big Yems in a bit, man.